if you start to work on the Christian David past, the last year before he was arrested, he was only on the drug business. But before that, it was not the case at all. He was in other business, and he met very interesting people. And if you are familiar with, you know, the paper of the document of some expulsion of a French guy here, you know, Michel Roux, Sweat, and Mertz. The three people. It's not only an alias. I met two of these three people. In fact, three different people, three different real people, and one of them was in Forward, and one was in Portugal, and the other one was in Dallas. There was selection, and this guy was close friend to Christian David, so you have the connection. There's not the mafia connection.
Which was the one that was in Dallas? Mertz?
Was a guy. Somebody.
But you were on jet. Wasn't he supposed to be a car bomb expert or something?
Sorry?
Wasn't he supposed to be a car bomb expert?
No, not him.
No?
Not him.
Or in charge of the car bomb?
Not him. He was not involved directly on the assassination. I mean, he was not involved on the shooting or on the preparing. He was here for looking what's happened. He was here for trying to have some evidence for involving some people after the assassination. He was here in a mission, French mission of kind of, you know, dirty trick, using information for blackmail and all this
later.
stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. Fascinating. Yeah.
Purely for
That's
money.
why he died there.
No, influence.
For influence.
Blackmail.
In the jail itself.
Not at all for money. Not at all for money.
So on that basis, the people that he was trying to blackmail must have been very powerful people.
Well, and also they were tipped off.
Yeah,
And they were tipped off.
It's not a question of people. It's a question of government influence between different countries.
I met her in person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, well, sure, LBJ on one side.
How did he know to be there? I mean, well,
I can explain that.
delicately, huh?
Yeah. Major part of the job of this guy was spying some people and some network here in the United States and the Caribbean zone. And he was in charge of searching and spying a group of people who was involved in the assassination.
Was there an overlap with permanent exit?
Not really. Not this connection. Not this connection. And no. In fact, when you need to be back on the French history, when in '62, when the Algeria has its independence, officially the OAS stopped to war, stopped to its existence, but it's not true. They decide to following fight overseas, not only in France and in other countries, in Canada and in some Caribbean zone and all this stuff. And all these people who was marksman, bomb expert, specialist of killing, was available. They're available for doing some jobs, and one of the French agency was in charge to prevent assassination to de Gaulle when he moved in other country, Mexico, for example.
So they were going to kill him. The OAS was going to kill him.
Yeah.
Schlumberger was covering.
Yeah, and in other countries especially. So in Mexico, for example. And so it's why they have some agent in this area for looking what these professional killers did and not did. For prevent was the purpose, and it's when they met.
And one of these guys had a number that also related to ZR rifle. Q something win.
QJ/win.
Yeah, QJ win. Right.
And also, somebody told us, one of the tracks, supposedly the old track, told us that there was QJ win, QJ place, QJ show, and QJ also ran, which are all racing terms. sort of fit together? Is it two were American, two were French,
No.
and two were foreign?
The old guy was, in fact, for for clearing the tram situation, you need to find how much trams were arrested in Dallas the days of assassination, and you will be able to reply on what's happened in Dallas November 22nd.
On Jack White's tape, you say it was not Chauncey Hole, was it? The older tramp. That's
Even if it wasn't, maybe it was in Dallas. I don't say that. Maybe it was a tramp in Dallas. But I just say that it was not alone. You have other tramps arrested in
saying the
Dallas.
tramps that were
Sorry?
in the photos. The older tramp. You don't think was Chauncey Hole?
I don't know who is he. I just know that this guy is an American guy. Maybe it's Chauncey Hall, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, we think it was, and
Yeah, we do.
yeah. Not a lot
I'm
of
sure it's an
documents.
American guy. And I'm sure that the two are not American at all.
Now, and QJ Wynn was arrested in Algeria.
QG Win was an alias using not only by one person.
Right. So that's why I'm looking for the overlap between the Kennedy assassination and the de Gaulle assassination in the common teams, and why, and therefore because of the commonality of the teams is why the French or this group that we're talking about knew to be here to gain political influence, and because they had a history of working together. There was overlap, and I think QJ Wynn is the key to that. And he was arrested in Algeria, and who was it? Was one of the CIA guys had to fly to Algeria and bail him out, and he had started talking about things like Harvey Oswald in jail in Algeria, right? Which raised a big flag. Oh my God, you know.
Yeah. No, I think that if you want to understand what's happening here and what the people involved and what the play starting by governments, because the JFK assassination was not a big secret before the assassination. Okay, it's a problem. It's a little bit a shame that I found evidence. I will publish in my new version of the book, but some of the French government, some people in the French government have previous information before the assassination, but I don't find evidence that they gave this information to the US government. Maybe they did, but I don't find evidence. I just say that I don't find evidence they did.
They all know.
They have a big chance.
You think he did?
Yeah. And I think that it's interesting to be involved in the Z film on the Leon story, but I think that some researchers need to take time to be involved on looking information on people that the previous knowledge of the assassination, like Eugene Dinkin. If you find, but the real job of Eugene Dinkin, if you find what kind of conversation, listen, you will understand a lot.
I mean, people have tried to get to Dealey to ask him these questions, but he won't say them.
No, but you have some French files. Yeah.
Did de Gaulle and Kennedy get along? I mean, what was the reason for somebody trying to knock both those guys off?
De Gaulle, officially de Gaulle don't like Kennedy because they don't have the same definition of war, okay? But the French intelligence find in 1961 then at least 3 assassination attempts against de Gaulle was paying by the CIA. But the most interesting stuff is the French intelligence find that you have discussion between the head of the OAS, and the head of the OAS was Sweat, and the CIA for having a deal on French and Algeria, and the deal was the CIA helped the OAS to killing de Gaulle, and they have in return the exclusivity of the whole in Algeria. Okay, was a deal, and de Gaulle didn't know that and called Kennedy, and Kennedy was not allowed of this discussion. And I have a memo that Kennedy wrote, and he asked the guys in charge of all this discussion to stop right now. But the problem was de Gaulle never trusted Kennedy after that, because he never trusted Kennedy when Kennedy said, I was not I was not alone of this discussion, and it was a bad situation for Kennedy and de Gaulle. Kennedy was a weak guy again, just like the Bay of Pigs, all this stuff, because he was not allowed with some people on his back doing dirty jobs. Okay. And it was a bad situation for de Gaulle because he cannot trust Kennedy after that. It's why he decided to have as enough information available on what's happened on the Kennedy side and for using this information in case of need. If you're looking all the French documentaries or French information released on the JFK assassination of the 60s and the 70s. This information were released when you have some economical problems between USA and France, for example, or spying problem between USA and France. I want to say that some people on some French agency use some materials who involve a conspiracy when they have some problem with in other topics with the U.S. government.
How'd you get involved in this stuff? You're obviously not very old. Were you even alive when the assassination happened?
No.
How did you get involved?
It's my job. No, I'm an investigative reporter.
So it's not obviously people that go into this are not frowned upon like they are here. I mean, journalists get fired for looking into it here.
Yeah, but I'm very lucky because some years ago when I wrote my first investigative books, it was a bestseller, a huge bestseller in Europe. And it's allowed me to have time and money for just doing books.
On your own?
Yeah. That's why now I'm very lucky. I can, 3 years ago, I just have a meeting, 10 minutes with my publisher, and I say, I want to write a book on the JFK assassination.
Right.
And he say yes. It's lucky.
Is it published in English, your book?
Not now. I work on the translation, the correction, and the upgrade.
When do you think?
Probably at the, I think next year, maybe next October, 1 year.
What was Dinkin listening to then?
You need to find by yourself.
Yeah.
It's a key. If you know what really Dinkin listen, if you know this information, you will know what the real French connection and why the French government was allowed to some things happen here before the assassination.
Allowed things to happen here before the assassination.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Dinkin AWOL soldier?
Yeah. He was in Europe.
Is the French connection dead?
Sorry?
Is the French connection dead? I mean, is it in some other form?
I don't listen.
Is the French connection dead? I mean, is it defunct after the 60s and 70s?
You say the drug French connection? No, drug never dead. It's a problem, in fact. Never die. Drugs never die.
I will understand what happened here. You mean in Dallas before the assassination, or somewhere else before the assassination?
No, here.
Where are you? Are you based in France, or are you based here?
No, in France.
In France?
Yeah.
Paris, Monaco?
No, my publisher is in Paris, but I don't live in Paris. I quit Paris 1 year ago. Too much pollution, too much stress.
Yeah.
Was not a good place. So now I'm not too far from the Riviera. That's a good place.
Is there a place we can contact you? We've got a UK sort of group.
Do you have an email address?
Yeah, I've got my email address. And I don't give my time to people who was involved in some business. I don't want to say more now, but I will publish some stuff soon on the internet.
Okay, so I guess my question is, in your opinion, is she sinister or sloppy? Those are different issues.
I don't listen to your question.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, don't pursue.
I think you should just ask her, will he come to Miami and be a guest at our
There you go.
meeting?
There you go. Come to Miami and be involved
meet
with our
with
Florida.
about 10 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met some Cuban people.
Yes.
We could.
Felix Rodriguez, you guys still alive?
He's still alive. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I have access to him.
That's good.
The Frenchman here,
Crazy.
the Frenchman here had no mandate to stop the assassination. He
Not
wanted
at
it to
all.
go through.
Not at all.
He wanted that for their own purposes.
Yeah.
I came across something interesting that other mercs or sweat drivers, you confuse who's who, had property in Metz, large ranch or something, METZ, and that's where Dinkin was based, wasn't it, around there? Was that coincidence or?
I don't believe in coincidence. Usually. But this guy is full of coincidence.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah. And suicide and strange death.
So is the French connection tied to the Cuban connection as well, or is that just random?
in certain ways, I don't like to use the word French connection because I said it is not a direct connection.
Right.
And when I said you have a French connection, in this case, is not only one French connection. You have one French connection involved in the assassination, really involved in the assassination, and one other French connection involved on the fact to have information before and to be not for stopping the assassination, but just have information and acting like to involve some people. You know, the first thing, I don't know if I said to you this stuff 2 years ago when we met for the first time, but the first thing I did when I decided to be involved in this business, I met people, secret agencies, mercenary, people with this job to doing this kind of stuff. Killing people and doing some wet operation and dirty operation. And if you want to understand what's happening here, you need to have a modus operandi in your head. An assassination don't happen don't like that. You know, you don't go on the sixth floor with a gun and you shoot somebody. It's not just like that.
Sure.
So, if you have the modus operandi, you have some information on how much people you need to have here for doing the job. You have information on what kind of people you need. And back in 60s, you know, even now, it's a very small war. And when you met a French agent, you know, a CIA agent, who knows a Mossad agent, it's a small war. And especially on this business. And back in 1963, if you can find what kind of business ran Sweat, it was not only on the OS, you ran a business. You have all your replies you need for understanding what's happening.
Well, I'm looking forward to your book coming out.
Yeah.